Okay, this video is to show the connection problem I'm having using the Forms module. So what it is, I just stopped and started my SQL server. So when I execute my session information, we can see that I have no active session for the user Chad G. So the user Chad G is only used by my DNN installation. So this way, if I do a query for this, we'll only see connections that .NET Nuke has. So do a refresh there, and we can see that we've got nothing. Then I'm going to open a new tab in my browser, go to localhost. Here's my website. So that the home page is drawn. There's a few connections came in from .NET Nuke Core and a SQL data provider. I'm just executing quite a few times, and we can see 3 rows. So 3 connections. Now I'll start browsing the site. So I'll go to another page here, come back here. You can see we still only have 3 connections. I'll come over here. 3 connections, 3 connections. Over here, 3 connections, 3 connections. Again, I can pretty much browse the whole site. Go to Client Education, Connections. Go to a page over here. This particular one has a third-party control on it, just to kind of little expansion and control. And again, come over and look at my database connections. I've now got 4, so it looks like somebody made 1 more. But again, the idea is connections pretty much stay consistent. And now on every single page is this right-hand pane. So no matter what page I go to, we've got that. So it's the same module on every single page. And as part of that module, when I click on this button here, we'll bring up the form. Before I do that, let's double check. Okay, we've got a few connections, so we're currently at 6 rows. I'm now going to click on this link here, which will bring me to the web page with my H2O form. There it is. The only other web parts on this page is that same bar that's on all my pages in this one individual HTML module. Other than that, the only other module on here is the form. Now if I come over here and execute, we're currently at 6 rows, 6 connections. Execute, we're now at 17. So just to display that form was 11 connections to the SQL server. I'm going to come back out here, go to the home page, come back, execute. So we're still at 17 rows. Right, 17 rows, that hasn't changed. I'm going to click on the form page again. Form page renders this time, but now if we come over and execute, I am now at 28 rows. I've now exceeded my connection pool. My connection pool on my web.config is set to 25. So even though the home page should now draw, because that doesn't add any new connections, now when I go to click on the form page, this is where IE should just hang. And there it goes. We can now see the IE little spinner is just spinning. If we come over here, and that's because we're at 30 rows, so somehow it can usually sneak in 1 or 2. Maybe it's because some of the handles have expired from the pool or something. I'm not sure about that. But we can see here IE is now hung because the Forms module is trying to make those 11 or so connections that it can't because the connection pool is now exhausted. So something in the module is opening a ton of connections to the database and not releasing them. I hope this helps, and I'll stop this here.